Hello people, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we talk about top 10 who would win battles that played out in real life. Ever wondered whether Japanese samurai could beat Spanish conquistadors? Or if the Roman legion could fight an ancient Chinese army, or if an army of war elephants would stand a chance against modern artillery? Some of those who would win battles that we love to wonder about do not have to be imagined, they have played out in real life. Scattered throughout history, there are moments when fighters and armies that no one would ever have expected to meet, stared each other down across a battlefield. And only one side walked out alive. Number 1 is a Roman emperor vs. a killer whale. Okay, this fight probably never occurred to anybody, but it happened. In the writings of the Roman philosopher Pliny the Elder, he records seeing something incredible. A killer whale was actually seen in the harbor of Ostia, locked in combat with the Emperor Claudius. A ship had capsized and filled the harbor with leather hides. The leather lured in a hungry whale, who got stuck in the shallows and caused havoc by splashing about. Claudius decided that this was an opportunity for one hell of a show, so he invited the whole Roman public to watch him fight a whale. Winner, technical Roman victory. Number 2 is Viking Raiders vs. the Islamic Caliphate. Viking Raiders wreaked hell upon Europe, but in 844, their attacks made it far enough south to come face to face with another type of enemy, the Islamic Umayyad Emirate. Islam, at this time, was spreading across the world, and a huge part of modern Portugal and Spain were ruled by an Islamic dynasty. They were led by the Syrian Abd al-Rahman, who first got word that Vikings were coming when his men spotted nearly 100 Viking ships off the coast of Lisbon. Viking raiders were coming and, for the first time, they were against the armies of Muhammad. Winner, eventual Islamic victory. Number 3 is Roman Legionnaires vs. the Chinese army. In 36 BC, a Roman legion went missing. There is some dispute about what actually happened to them, but according to one theory, they went out east and ended up finding themselves amongst the Mongolian Huns. They thought they had found refuge. Soon, though, the Chinese Han army was at their gates and, for the first time in history, Roman soldiers were face to face with Chinese warriors. The Chinese soldiers would have had an infantry and a cavalry, trained in the Chinese art of deception and war, but the Roman legion had its shields. Chinese witnesses record seeing 145 foreign soldiers holding their long, rectangular shields close in an impenetrable tortoise formation. Winner, technical Chinese victory. Number 4 is warrior monks vs. samurai. In 1180, the Japanese prince Machihito, after a failed attempt to steal the throne, hid out in a Buddhist temple. An army of samurai warriors was after him, and he had only one hope to stave them off, the temple's warrior monks. The samurai charged the temple and attacked, and the monks had to fight them off. These monks were not just using staffs, they had bows, swords, and daggers, but they were up against a whole army of armored samurai. Winner, short-lived warrior monk victory. Number 5 is the Mongolian Horde vs. European Knights. After the Mongolian Horde had swept through Asia, laying every person who stood in their way into the dust, they did not stop fighting. They pressed on into Europe and there, went head-to-head with armored European knights. The Mongolians fought a whole war against the Europeans, but we will focus on the Battle of Liegnitz in 1241. Here, 70,000 Mongolian warriors, under the command of the grandson of Genghis Khan, brought their army against the Kingdom of Poland and the Knights Templar. Polish knights with lances and broadswords went head-to-head with Mongolian horsemen and their bows and arrows. Winner, decisive Mongolian victory. Number 6 is tiger vs. lion. The ultimate battle for the king of the jungle has been fought more than once. In nature, tigers and lions will usually leave each other alone, but pitted before an audience, that can change. Both the Romans and the Indians have had the big cats of the jungle fight before the eyes of a roaring crowd. The Romans did it first, in the 1st century AD, and the Indians copied them in the 19th century. In India, the fight was arranged by the Gaekwad of Baroda, who was so sure that the lion would win that he put down a 37,000 rupee bet. Winner, decisive tiger victory. Number 7 is Shaolin monks vs pirates. In 1550, a motley crew of Portuguese, Chinese, and Japanese pirates, using Western weapons, found themselves against an unlikely opponent. A group of Shaolin warrior monks had stepped down from their monastery and they were ready to pit their kung fu against the pirates' guns. The pirates had been ravaging the Ming kingdom for years and, desperate, the emperor called on a 1,000-year-old Shaolin monastery for help. The monks there were unparalleled masters of kung fu, but they usually fought with staffs, while the pirates had advanced Portuguese guns and cannons. It was a battle of training against technology, whether sheer devotion to martial arts could overpower European weapons. Winner, decisive Shaolin monk victory. Number 8 is Viking Raiders vs Native American warriors. When the first Vikings landed in the New World, in the 10th century AD, they came face to face with a native tribe. It did not go well. The two sides scuffled and argued and, in short time, the world saw all-out battles between Vikings and Native Americans. Thorvald, the son of Eric the Red, got into fights with the locals in Newfoundland, who were likely Inuit. One argument went sour, and Thorvald ended up kidnapping and killing 8 people. After that, the Vikings were clear enemies and Native Americans became determined to chase them off. Winner, eventual Native American victory. Number 9 is war elephants vs artillery. In 1825, a desperate Burmese commander, struggling against the encroach of the British Empire, sent out his best hope against the British artillery, an army of war elephants. The Burmese commander, Mahabandhula, had just managed to repel a British attack against his base in Danubu. He had won a rare chance to turn the tide in a war against an army with superior technology, and he took it. Bandhula launched a counterattack, led by his best soldiers, his cavalry, and 17 battle-trained elephants. In ancient times, it would have been an unstoppable force, but now they were fighting against an army with guns and artillery, in an ultimate battle of the old world against the new. Winner, decisive artillery victory. Number 10 is Japanese samurai vs Spanish conquistadors. In 1582, a group of Spanish conquistadors found themselves face to face with a band of armored, katana-wielding Ronin samurai. The Spaniards had been trading in the Philippines when Japanese pirates started raiding the countryside. Determined to protect their trade partners, 40 Spanish men moved out against the Japanese pirates. They spotted an incoming ship, engaged it in battle, and boarded the ship, and there, they found a group of samurai waiting for them. The samurai wielded katanas, backed by Japanese pirates carrying muskets. The conquistadors had pikemen, backed by Spanish musketeers. For the first time in history, European pikes clashed with Japanese steel. Winner, decisive Spanish victory.